MOSKOWITZDEAL, 888-TAX-DEAL, or MOSKOWITZLLP.com, MOSKOWITZLLP.com.
Join Hala Taha for actionable advice from the brightest minds in the world on the Young and Profiting Podcast. Author and academic Arthur Brooks on what success is.
If a husband was confessing to his wife that he might as well be dead, and they're thinking, whoa, what's wrong with this guy? They turn around to get a look, and it turns out to be one of the most famous men in the world. The world tells you that if you are profiting, money, power, pleasure, fame, you're going to be happy, and that's a bogus formula.
The Young and Profiting Podcast, wherever you listen.
Neil Armstrong took 6 hours and 39 minutes to step onto the surface of the moon. Jackie Robinson waited 20 months to play his first game with the Brooklyn Dodgers. And even DiCaprio had to wait 22 years to win an Oscar. You can wait until your destination. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Hotline 866-907-3339. Red Eye Radio at Show Rotella. What matters is inside.
Are you retired or retiring soon? Do you know how much money you need to live comfortably? Retirement Planners of America is here for you. These may feel like scary times. Several economists are saying that a recession is imminent. So what do you do? Ancient wisdom says plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisors, they succeed. Would you like to have financial peace of mind? Here's how. Step 1. Find out the amount of money you'll need to retire. Step 2. Have an actionable plan to get there. Step 3. Make sure that plan is executed to take advantage of market gains, but protect you from market losses. We would like to give you a free, no-obligation consultation to help you do all three. We will help you discover your magic number and give you the roadmap to get there. Call now to schedule your free consultation. 800-508-6108. That's 800-508-6108. 800-508-6108. Don't wait. Call 800-508-6108.
All investments involve risk, including losses. Past performance does not guarantee future results.
Red Eye Radio and our sponsors are devoted to trucking safety. That's why we are proud to bring you the Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club. We've been saluting drivers who have surpassed the million-mile mark with preventable accident-free driving. By reaching this milestone, you can be a part of an elite club of drivers who share remarkable safety records and demonstrate superior driving skills. If you or someone you know is a truck driver with 1 million miles or more of driving under your belt without a preventable accident, register online at RedEyeRadioShow.com. That's RedEyeRadioShow.com. The Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club would not be possible without the generous support of the fine folks from Petro Stopping Centers, House Lubricator, Motel 6, the St. Christopher Fund, and Cat Scale. We applaud the individual truckers and fleets who drive with care and keep our highways safe. The Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club, devoted to trucking safety. Register online at RedEyeRadioShow.com.
course, emails on the laptop quickly refuted the claim. However, the media buried the laptop story before the election or pushed the false claim that it was fake Russian disinformation. President Biden's denials continued even after an audio tape surfaced showing President Biden leaving a message for Hunter specifically discussing coverage of those dealings. The call is specifically referring to those dealings with the Chinese. But who are you going to believe? Jonathan Turley, the media, or your own ears? Some of us have written for years that Biden's denial of knowledge is patently false. It was equally evident that the Biden family was selling influence and access. There are emails of Ukrainian and other foreign clients thanking Hunter Biden for arranging meetings with his father. Which, by the way, right there at the beginning of it, Ukraine, that's why first impeachment now. Nobody's ever brought that up. No. This is the proof that the first impeachment was bogus. Yep. There are photos, dinners, and meetings that tie President Biden to these figures, including a 2015 dinner with a group of Hunter Biden's Russian and other foreign clients. People apparently were told to avoid directly referring to President Biden. In one email, Tony Bobulinski, then a business partner of Hunter's, was instructed by Biden associate James Gillier not to speak of the former Beep's connection to any transactions. Don't mention Joe being involved. It's only when you're face-to-face. I know you know that, but they are paranoid. Instead, the emails apparently refer to President Biden with code names such as Celtic or the Big Guy. In one, the Big Guy is discussed as possibly receiving a 10% cut on a deal with a Chinese energy firm. Other emails reportedly refer to Hunter Biden paying portions of his father's expenses and taxes. As we brought you all this before. By the way, I did feature the email that I got from a guy who was questioning why we are ignoring the president's connection, that we're basically purposely ignoring the president's connection to the Chinese.
What show are you listening to?
So, I wrote to him back.
Yeah.
I said, that's because we get our weekly check from the CCP, and so we're going to have a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving and holiday season.
Yes.
You too.
Thank you, comrade.
I mean, seriously,
what show are you listening to?
I know Bobulinski has given multiple interviews that he met twice with Joe Biden to discuss a business deal in China with the Chinese energy company. That would seem obvious evidence. In addition, New York Post reported on a key email that discussed the proposed percentage distribution of equity in a company created for a joint venture with the Chinese energy company. The email was March 13, 2017, that included references of 10 held by H for the Big Guy. The Associated Press later revised the line after an outcry from some of us. It now ends, there is no indication that the federal investigation involves the president. Yeah. The revision creates a new problem. Rather than simply stating the fact, the Associated Press seems to struggle to shield the president. There is every indication that the federal investigation involves the president. Not only is the president discussing key emails under investigation, but the grand jury heard testimony that the Big Guy is Joe Biden.
Yeah, it's, honestly, it's like trying to, I guess, teach a class to people who should be teaching the class, the media. We're just now confirming that this is all. Oh, wait a minute. There's no reason to believe that the president is involved. Are you paying attention at all? You're deliberately, if you're in the media right now and you're ignoring this story, you're going out of your way to do it. I don't know where you have to be hiding to ignore this story.
And it's tough to hide it, as we said, because it's so obvious if you're just paying attention at all, which made it really interesting to see the latest Harris X survey that nearly 2/3 65% of registered voters agree that the House should investigate the Hunter Biden laptop specifically.
And by the way, you saw the comments by Hakeem Jeffries, warns the GOP about essentially too many investigations. Really? Really? You really want to float that? I mean, that's the route you want to go. A Democrat warning the GOP about too many investigations.
The other one was interesting. 74% said Congress should investigate tech companies and if they have been censoring speech. What has the whole left push to censor speech, to censor disinformation, has done what? It has censored accurate information of some of the biggest stories that over the last couple of years. One would be the Hunter Biden laptop, because that's influence peddling with the former vice president, and when he was vice president, and who knows how far it continues today, right? But we know it was there, and everyone knows it's there, which is why the vast majority, number one, want an investigation. The Republicans to investigate Hunter Biden. That's not Republicans. That's the general registered voter public. Yeah. And then 74% want to investigate the tech companies. Most Americans understand free speech. Even most Democrats understand what free speech is about. The Democratic Party does not recognize free speech. Right. That's where the real radicals are inside of that party as it exists today. And we've talked about everything from the liberal transgender activist movement to critical race theory, identity politics, judging people by groups and not individuals. This is the Republican Party, and late last week, we hit the Republican Party for a variety of different things. But compared to the Democratic Party is back to basically the bigotry of 100 years ago. Yeah, right. Across the board. You see it everywhere. Because they're the ones that practice the identity politics, judge people by groups, not as individuals. And that is going to be, long-term, their downfall. And if Republicans could communicate better, in the short term, their downfall. Yeah.
It is laughable when the left is someone like Hakeem Jeffries to say, well, GOP needs to, slow their roll when it comes to investigations. And the fact of the matter is that you look at the Hunter laptop thing, and as we've stated, I don't know how many times, there's so much evidence. When there was on the impeachments for Trump, you had no evidence. And both impeachments. No evidence whatsoever. But they were hell-bent on doing it. I don't know that the GOP is going to go for impeachment. I think they're going to, again, just open the investigation and shed some light on this, and we'll see if there's a referral. And if there's a referral, we'll see what Merrick Garland does about it. I expect him to settle. I expect him to do nothing about it.
If it goes down, if the standard for a special counsel for January 6th on Trump for insurrection, where there's no evidence, we know that, there's no evidence that exists out there. Right. If Merrick Garland believes that a special counsel should be called for that, then as we stated yesterday, there's no way, even before the Republicans do their investigation, that there should not be a special counsel for Joe Biden, not Hunter, Joe.
Right. Yeah, it should be. I mean, and this is part of the backlash when Garland announced the special counsel for Trump.
Right. The special counsel would be to investigate possible influence peddling from the President of the United States. It's got nothing to do with Hunter Biden. We don't care about Hunter Biden. Right. The public should not care about Hunter Biden. If he's committed a crime, yes, he should be punished for committing a crime. But the whole point is, he was just the conduit to the president.
Yes. And the question too would be, is some of that benefit now in play for the current president? And is there access to the current president as a result? Yes. Because I saw it back and forth over the weekend, and the concern was, well, wait a minute, but he was vice president then. Well, note the fact that he's president now. And the idea would be that the access was being built so that you could essentially get access to a guy who was one day going to be president.
Right,
By possibly at the time.
They weren't paying money for nothing.
Right.
It wasn't because they liked Joe Biden.
That's never. Oh, we just want to sit down and talk to the guy. No, it's about access to.
And we always said that the Connect the Dots was a lot more serious than a lot of people thought. And I don't know why. I see now it isn't over the number of people that want the Republicans to investigate.
Well, no,
and are concerned about social media censoring.
Well, and that's it, and that's refreshing, which gives and I think Republicans know this, the political will is there. But also, it's not that and when you have an investigative approach, when you have a committee that's looking into this, the political will is even if it's not completely there, is being built. The idea is that you're demonstrating through that investigation and the evidence that's found and the testimony that's given. You're demonstrating to the people who aren't aware of it or maybe don't believe it. You're demonstrating clearly what happened, and that's the idea of any investigation, to bring that evidence to the surface.
Influence peddling is not hard for the public to understand. Nope. That concept is very easy. It's very easy, and there's enough that makes it very simple you can understand.
Yeah, this is not as complicated as the entire
Russian collusion.
The ball of twine that is Russian collusion, right?
No, it's not. Very simple to understand.
Very simple.
Hunter goes out, gets foreign governments and foreign entities to give him money to enrich his family so they have access to Joe Biden.
Yep.
Simple.
Very simple.
866-90 Red Eye.
We'll be right back with more Red Eye Radio with Eric Harley and Gary McNamara.
If you like listening to Red Eye On Demand, we have more of Eric Harley and guests for you. Download RER's Extra Mile podcast. More topics and issues discussed.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
If you are 65 or older and you know this, watching your hard-earned dollars fly out the window on healthcare costs is frustrating. Well, here's something that can really help, and it's worth taking a minute to look into. MediShare 65 Plus. MediShare is a community of Christians who share each other's healthcare bills, and it really is a community too. People encourage and pray for each other. Well, MediShare 65 Plus is a low-cost option for those with Medicare Parts A and B, and it fills in the gaps where Medicare stops. It's a great way to fight inflation too. You can lock in one low monthly price for up to 10 years. And it's easy. You can use any Medicare-approved doctor or get 24/7 telehealth access from the comfort of your home. Very worth looking into during Medicare open enrollment, which ends December 7th. If you join right now, your second month share will be free. So don't miss this chance. Call 855-PSALM-11. That's 855-PSALM-11. 855-PSALM-11.
Want to save on diesel, repair and maintenance, tires and oil changes? Love's Travel Stops has the card for you. With the Love's Express card, you can save up to 14 cents per gallon, $25 on tire purchases, and even more on service costs. With 600 locations nationwide, you need this card. Love's Express eliminates the hassle of cash or credit cards and brings consistent and competitive pricing no matter the size of your fleet. Go to loves.com/diesel discount and unlock the special offer. Loves.com/diesel discount.
Your diesel works hard. It's time to give it the treat it craves. How's Diesel Treat? Diesel Treat is the nation's #1 trusted anti-gel because it prevents gelling at the coldest temperatures without using any alcohol or harmful solvents. Diesel Treat also lubricates fuel, prevents deposits, and safely removes water, extending the life of your engine. For increased